All right, hello wine drinking people. Today is Wednesday, June 9th. That's right, folks, just a few days away from my Costa Rica vacation. So I'm kind of already off in spirit. Tonight, we've got a private event where we'll be tasting some of Spain's greatest wines. We had some great stuff last night at the Tower Club, some Spanish wines. And then, like I said, Sunday night, I'm out of here. Or Sunday morning, I'm out of here. But first, what I drank yesterday. Yesterday was a pretty good day in the store. Actually, we had Pat Carmody stop by with just one wine to start the day off, and this is the quick in and out, we like to call it. And Pat brought by the 2007 Veraison Cabernet Sauvignon. 2007 is an outstanding vintage for Napa Valley. This wine had lovely, gorgeous blackcurrant, cassisberry fruit, sweet, and just everything we like about immediate gratification, California style. Check it out on our review today. Next up, we had the owner of Podere Sapaio, which is a property from Bulgaria, and this is a new property. The vineyards were planted 1999 through 2003, so the 2005 could be the very first leaf from some of these vines in Bulgaria, which is in the Maremma, the Tuscan coast. This is a very hot area in Tuscany right now, and you see a lot of international varietals here. Well, Bordeaux varietals, Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Cabernet Franc, and a little bit of Malbec. And this wine is a blend of these varietals, and they are outstanding wines. The first wine, the Volpolo, which is a selection. It's basically the stuff that doesn't make it into the top wine, the Sapaio, and this is a very big wine, a lot of cherry liqueur-like fruit on it, more forward than the other two wines, the wines that are the higher selection, made to be a little more drinkable. Kind of ironic, the 2006 got the same score as the estate wine and the Wine Spectator, and I can see why the 2006 estate wine still needs quite a bit of time to open up. This wine is big and tannic, and I'll bet it's better today. If anybody wants to stop by the store, the wine's open. It's here. It's been open for a day. You know, I'm going to be checking it out a little later on. And then we have the 2005 vintage of the Sapaio also, which is outstanding. A little more forward, a little more drinkable. This is typical of 2005s from Tuscany. Not a bad vintage, but not a vintage that has really caught the press or the collector's attention for the most part. Okay, well, that's a new property from Bulgaria that the wine should be in the store shortly. Check them out, the reviews and the pricing on our What I Drank Yesterday section. And then we had Sandy stop by from Stagecoach Vineyards, Krupp Brothers, which we had Jan Krupp in earlier in the year at Cafe Max to do a winemaker dinner. We've been following these wines for quite some time now. The Veraison label, the most popular thing in the group. This is the Cabernet Sauvignon, Stagecoach Vineyard, one of the largest continuous vintage in Napa. It stretches from Pritchard Hill down south, about 500 acres, way up high in the mountains. And this used to be an old stagecoach patch, thus the name Stagecoach Vineyards, and some outstanding Bordeaux varietals here. And after Michel Chapoutier visited the vineyard and said, "You must plant the Rhone varietals up here. This is identical to the Northern Rhone," Jan decided to plant some Syrah, Viognier, and Marsanne. So some outstanding Rhone varietals here also up from Stagecoach, and all the wines showed well last night. There's still some 2005 Cab. The Synchrony is going to be moving to the Krupp Brothers label, so they'll just be focusing on Cabernet with Veraison, and then you have Stagecoach, the Black Bart wines with the Syrah, and then the Synchrony will also be part of the Krupp Brothers, which the Doctor is under that regime. Some very good stuff. Check out the reviews on those. And then we had our Spanish tasting last night at the Tower Club. Thank you guys, and Antonio from Terra España, who brought the white wine. Some great stuff. Our one wine from Valderías was outstanding, very bright and crisp, a little bit of that sea salt, which we like with seafood. Works very nice. That's what they eat with up there in Galicia. A lot of weird-looking seafood, some stuff that looked like it was right out of a Star Wars movie when I visited there several years ago. And then the stars of the white show here, the Jose Pariente wines. These wines are from Rueda and made with the Verdejo grape, the best white grape in Spain, and the barrique aged wine was stunning. Very rich, very concentrated, and many layers of flavored. Even the straight Jose Pariente Verdejo, also excellent. We've had this wine in the store. This is the new release, the 2009. But the 2005 vintage that we have here is outstanding. This wine needs a couple of years in the bottle. We may still have a few bottles left of Jose Pariente's 2005. Okay, next up, we had Craig from Augustin, who was there to help us out. And he's an Australian. That's why I'm speaking my Australian accent, but he was presenting Spanish wines last night. The wines of Ribera del Duero, the Torre Moron. What a great little value that wine was for around $10. All the wines Tempranillo based from his selections last night. The Atauta, the big blockbuster. This wine incredibly rich and concentrated from 60-plus-year-old vines. Really a blockbuster, but all the wines really good. The J.C. Viscara wine, 2006 vintage, was a big hit also, more elegant style of Tempranillo. This was a really nice array of different styles of the same varietal from the same region. Okay, and then we had Anthony Pannoni with the Priorat. Anthony's got one of the best books of Priorat wines, and he showed the Marge, which was outstanding, one of the better values that we've ever had from the Priorat. And then my favorite wine on the table last night, which was the Roquers de Pereira 2006. This wine had great concentration, a little bit of that slate-like minerality that you get from the Priorat, and this lovely bouquet of fresh flowers and herbs. A stunning wine. We'll have this wine in the store shortly. We do have 2 vintages already on the shelf. And then I'm going to have wine with dinner. And last night we had a little chicken parmesan, so I brought home a little Chianti Classico. I like a little Chianti with my chicken parm. And this was the 1999 Tenuta San Gisto Arentinano. I just like to say that word. Very old estate, about 1,000 years old. The 1999 vintage, drinking beautiful last night. Some lovely porcini mushrooms, very soft tannins in this wine. Drinking really nice, went great with the chicken parm, Tony. All right, well, that's what I drank yesterday. I'm your host, Andrew Lamposone, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.